My grandmother told me of a nation of ants that reach, always grasping, each generation more hungry than the last, building glass towers that scrape God's patience, always seeking the kingdom of our bellies, like children at a feast who cannot see that tomorrow's hunger needs today's seeds to be seeds, not food. We count our gains in others' losses, build mansions on foundations of dust, while our streets tell stories of what we've forgotten. How did we learn to measure worth by what we take instead of what we give? Our fathers crossed oceans and returned with wisdom, but we crossed seas to witness better living, only to share the lessons like borrowed shoes when we touch our native soil again. Tell me, brother, what spell breaks when we breathe our homeland air? I've seen us queue in London's rain, bow gracefully in Tokyo's rush, drive speed limits in Dubai streets, then return home to break the very laws our hands helped write. What dims our sight when we're back amongst our own? What fear turns abundance into scarcity? In nations, I drive between lines drawn by others' rules, but home unravels me like a thread pulled from an expensive cloth, revealing the wild thing I've tried to tame. People, there is a new song rising. I see liberation learning to whisper. It beats in every child who chooses to pick up the trash dropped by another. Our transformation is not a distant thing. It's the quiet choices we make as we set forth at dawn, to shape the world we claim to seek, to hold our mirror up and truly look, to understand that every hand that gives receives something greater in return. The path from grabbing to contributing begins with recognizing what we already have. So let us be fire starters of a new sunrise, and when they ask about the moment our land changed its story, let them speak of how we learned to give before we took, to build with grace and truth, to lift as we climb. Let them tell of how we fully understood that the mountain we must move is the mountain we've become. Our harvest is not in screaming headlines, not in mighty speeches, not even in my lyrics, but in daily acts of choosing light, in quiet and loud moments of breaking chains, until the very air we breathe carries the scent of transformation, and our children inherit not our painful habits, but our highest aspirations. So, let them speak of how this flesh learned to turn grabbing hands into giving hearts. How we remember that our ancestors did not cross the oceans to teach us smallness, but how to return multiplied, magnificent, all. This is the medicine. Every morning we choose again. Every sunrise, a new chance to unlearn the language of lack, to speak in tongues of abundance, to let our hands remember their original purpose, not to grasp, but to lift, not to take, but to transform, not to hoard, but to heal.